Hey everybody, we are live. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Randa Derkson and I am from Randa Nutrition. Today we are going to talk about our mornings. Did you know that getting our kids ready in the mornings is equivalent to an extra work day? It's equivalent to working an extra day each week. Ugh, my brain. So yeah, getting our kids ready is the equivalent to working an extra day each week. Like, let that sit in there. It is work. So I'm going to put together some tips for busy moms on how to make mornings easier. I'm going to help you get through that morning hurdle because, it can be rough. So let's just dive in. So first of all, you're going to want to get a good night's sleep. And I know that sounds weird, but you're going to be better rested. You're not going to hit snooze as much. You're going to have to set a bedtime and stick with it. So honestly, we're usually in bed by 8:30. We go to bed quite early. But we get up fairly early with our kids. So, if you really want an extra few minutes, even without the kids, you'll want to wake up even earlier so you can kind of have a coffee and settle before the chaos begins. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is to quit hitting the snooze button. I still do this most mornings, and every time I do, I feel like crap. Hitting the snooze button. When was the last time you hit the snooze button and you actually felt rested? Does not happen. So one way you can do this to kind of offset it is put your phone or your alarm clock on the other side of the room, so you have to actually get up and walk across the room, and then you're up anyway, so you may as well just get up and move along with your day. Bonus points if you can get those extra couple minutes in without the kids, okay? So don't hit snooze. 3, you're going to want to prep the night before. There are multiple different ways you can do it, or you can do all of them. You can lay out your clothes the night before. You can lay out your kids' clothes the night before. I have my son lay out his clothes the night before. And I don't even really give it the once over. Half the time he's not wearing matching socks, but that's okay. That's just life. So we do that. Make the lunches the night before, whether that's for your lunches the night before or the kids, their recess snack. Prep that, put that in the fridge. It's one less thing for you to do in the morning. Prep breakfast the night before or the beginning of the week for meal prep. This is such a lifesaver for me. You can either do a healthy egg breakfast casserole or healthy egg muffins, overnight oats, maybe pre-make a bunch of pancakes or waffles at the beginning of the week. They freeze really well. We do that and then we just toss them in the toaster, or you can buy frozen toaster. What are they called? Waffles. We buy is it Nature's Path, I think is the brand, and they go over really well with our family. But for meal prep, overnight oats, waffles, muffins, an egg casserole bake. I have a ton of recipes on Randa Nutrition and thebewitchingkitchen.com, so you can have a whole variety to try. You can do some breakfast bars, maybe add some peanut butter on it for some extra protein and healthy fats for the kids. And that way you just got to serve it while you get ready and the kids can chow down on that. The last tip I'm going to say is to create a morning routine. So what you could do to kind of get them in sync is to make a checklist for them. So for example, my son's morning routine is he's up at 7, he gets dressed, he comes down and has breakfast, then he goes back upstairs to brush his teeth, comes back downstairs and unloads the dishwasher, gets his backpack ready, gets his winter gear on in the winter, and then we go to school. And he does it automatically because it's so ingrained in his brain now to do those things. Before we used the checklist, and it really helped him establish these habits. My son takes forever to eat because we do have the television on, so it's usually Moana because my daughter's obsessed with Moana right now, and he's usually watching it, so it takes a good 20 minutes for him to eat. But it's just part of our routine. He knows to go. I give him extra time for these things, so we're not rushing. I know to have that breakfast ready by 7:10 because it does take them so long to get ready or eat in the mornings. You gotta like kind of give yourself some buffer zones there because every child is different. That's it. We're gonna keep this short and sweet today. To recap, tips to make busier mornings easier: get a good night's sleep, quit hitting snooze, and the big tip for that is to take your alarm clock and put it across the room. I can't talk today. Prep the night before, whether it's laying out clothes, making lunches, meal prepping breakfast. That's a good one to do. If you have like a lot of hair, I learned to shower the night before. That just made my life a lot easier because I could get that much more sleep in. Then create a morning routine, and it really helps if you make a checklist, not just for yourself, but for your kids too. It kind of gets them involved, and it's just that much more you don't have to do. That's it. So if you want to establish more healthy habits, shoot me a message and I will give you a link about the 30 Days to a Healthier You challenge. It's 30 days of me emailing you, letting you know some tips to kind of establish healthy habits, whether it's eating better, meal planning, meal prepping. I also include a couple recipes. So shoot me a message and I will get you to that. But aside from that, if you are watching the replay or on YouTube, please message me your tips. I want to hear, how do you make your mornings more manageable? How do you make your mornings easier? Make sure you drop your tips in the comments because it's not even going to help. It's not just going to help me, but it's going to help the other people watching the replays. All right. Okay. We'll chat later. Bye-bye.